Hello everyone, welcome to Oracle Admin 1 on Linux. In this tutorial we will discuss about shutdown. Shutdown modes. Here we can see the short form of shutdown modes. A for abort, I for immediate, T for transactional and N for normal. If we consider this table, here we can see the shutdown modes. So first one is allows new connections in abort mode, no. Intermediate mode, no. Transactional mode, no. And N for normal, no. The second one is wait until current sessions end. No in abort, no. Intermediate and T transactionals, no. Also normal but normal in yes. The third one is waits until current transactions end. In abort, no. Intermediate, no. T transition, no. Yes. And N normal, yes. The last one is forces a checkpoint and closes files. In abort mode, no. Intermediate, yes. Transitional, yes. And N normal for yes. In normal mode, we can see a normal database shutdown proceeds with the following conditions. No new connections can be made. The Oracle server waits for all users to disconnect before completing the shutdown. Database and RAID buffers are written to disk. Background processes are terminated and the SDA is removed from the memory. The Oracle server closes and dismounts the database before shutting down the instance. The next startup does not require an instance recovery. To explain the normal shutdown, let's follow the example. Now we will open the trace file. So first we need to log in with Oracle user. Oracle. Now we need to go the trace file location. So trail minus 200f slash u01 slash app slash Oracle then diagnosis and then RDBMS and then DBA 167. This is the SID. Then the database name is DBA 167. Then trace. Then alert underscore DBA 167.log. So if I hit on the enter key, this is the alert. This is the alert file. So I just want to create the duplicate session. Oracle so this is the Oracle user. So now I just want to connect with the user A because I already have this user. So these SQL plus A slash A and hitting on enter key, we can see the user. So the user is A. CL is here. So now we will open or create another duplicate session. So this is the duplicate session. I just want to connect with Oracle. Oracle, here it is. So this is the user A, and I just want to log in with this user actually. So SQL plus slash sys as sysdba. So show user. Here you can see the sys user. So I just want to shut down shut down. Here we can see the trace file, changing, but our shutdown is in progress. This is because user session exists for user A. If we try to connect a new session by a user, it will show below message. But if we disconnect the user, so first we will connect to B user actually. So now I just want to create another duplicate session. So this is the duplicate session. I just want to connect with Oracle SQL plus b/d, and hitting on enter key, we can see. Sorry, actually there mistake actually. SQL plus b/b. Here we can see shutdown in process. Connection is not permitted because the shutdown is in progress by the user sees. So in normal mode, user session A already in engaged. So this shutdown is in progress, and the new connections or new connection request from by the user B, and it returns the message shutdown is in progress, connection is not permitted. So new connection will not be available if the shutdown process is in progress. So now we will disconnect the user A. So dis on, here we can see the session killed. Here we can see the trace file stopping background processes, and here the shutdown already database closed and database dismounted. That means our shutdown now working and it is in progress mode. So and finally Oracle instance shutdown. So in trace file instance shutdown complete. So in this way we will see the trace file logs for shutting down status and also in shutdown progress status. So in this way we can see, or we can observe the shutdown normal process. So in shutdown normal process, where the data new connection will not be permitted, and if a user already in connection, so the shutdown process will be hanged or in progress mode until the user session for user A uh, disconnected. So in this way we will explain this normal shutdown. Now the another one is immediate for I. A shutdown in immediate mode proceeds with the following conditions. Current SQL statement being processed by the Oracle database are not completed. The Oracle server does not wait for the user who are currently connected to the Oracle server does not wait for the user who are currently connected to the database to disconnect. The Oracle server rolls back active transactions and disconnects all connected users. The Oracle server closes and dismounts the database before shutting down the instance. The next shutdown the next startup does not require an instance recovery. So first we need to restart our database instance. So start up. This is the trace file for startup status. So startup completed. Now we will connect with the user sys for user. Here we can see the user is sys. So CLSCR. Now let's reconnect to the user and create a table to user A. So on a/a, this is the connected user. So show user. Here we can see the user is A. The create table statement is create table. This is the table name, test tab, ID, name, and table space users. So after hitting on enter key, the create table test tab insufficient privilege. So we need to give the privilege first. So this is the sys user. So first we need to give the grant resource to a user. So grant resource to a user, grant succeeded, and then grant create table to a, grant succeeded, Walter quota, Walter user a quota, Walter user, this is the username, quota 100 mega on users table space. After hitting an enter key, user altered, grant unlimited table space. So grant succeeded. So if I go here and execute this line again, after hitting an enter key, we can see the table is created. So select star from user underscore tables. Here we can see the possible tables for this user. So where the table name actually is. So first we need to if we connect with the user. So this is the DBA VM. So sys 123 Oracle SQL developer actually. So here I just want to connect with querying the users table. So from user underscore tables, executing this one, we can see the possible tables. So if we connect with the user A, so new connection, here we just want to make a connection for VM DBA 167 A, user A, password A. This is DNS actually. So this is VM. So if I test your connection succeed, connect, and here we can see the user A, and browse this one. We can see the test tab table which we created recent very earlier. So if I querying this for the user A, here we can see the users table test tab. So in this way we can find the users table. So So now we will disconnect these two connections, disconnect, disconnect, and go back to the user. This is the user, for user. This is the user A. So now we will insert some values in table A for the schema A. So this is begin for I in 1 to 5 nines, and then loop insert into test tab values I test tab in loop commit int. So after hitting an enter key, here we can see the insertion is in progress. Now we start up and connect the user A and check the table data. What actually here? We can see the PLSQL procedure successfully completed. Cannot start already running Oracle, shut it down first. I just want to truncate the table A actually, so truncate table is truncate completed. So now I just want to insert the large amount of value into the table A. So I just want to add it another 9 here. So if I execute this one, and now we will shut down immediate mode and connect to user A, and then we will check the table data. So this is the sys user, so shut down immediate. Here we can see the shutdown immediate is in progress, and if I start, so I just want to add another 9 to insert the value in table A actually. So first I just want to truncate the table again. Truncate table test tab, table truncated. This is the insert table statement by using the loop. So if I execute this one, and here I just want to shutting down the machine by using the shutdown immediate method. So just observe on the insertion error. So immediate shutdown or close in progress, no operations are permitted. So our insertion terminated by shutdown immediate. So if I restart the service, start up, and let's see the table data. So first we need to connect on a/a clscr clscr. Now here we can see the no rows selected because all the uh, all the data rolled back because of shutdown immediate. So if we execute this shutdown immediate process, and in the meantime if we have a long or any transaction, so all the transactions will be terminated or rolled back by using shutdown immediate. And also uh, session out possible sessions or users. So if I go here, this is the B user actually. So the session for this user is exited. T. Transactional. A transactional database shutdown proceeds with the following conditions. No client can start a new transaction on this particular instance. A client is disconnected when the client ends the transaction that is in progress. When all transactions have been completed, a shutdown occurs immediately. The next startup does not require an instance recovery. Let's insert the data into the table A. So first I need to restart the system. So this is the startup, so we do not need to restart the database instance. So I just want to insert some records into the table A. So this is the insert statement. If I execute this by using the enter key, our insertion is in progress. Now I just want to shut down the transition mode. So this is the shutdown transitional. Here we can see the trace file stopping the background process, but it will wait until the insertion will not be completed, because the transitional shutdown um, will be done or will be finished when the any transition has been completed. So on the other hand, we do not in the shutdown transition will not allow or give us permission to new connection. So let's see till the transition completed. And here we can see the transition has been completed and our Oracle shutdown in a transitional mode also completed. So this is the transitional example for shutting down. So in this way we can explain the shutdown transition. So I just want to connect with the user and restart the instance first. Start up. Now go to the user A panel and connect the user A actually. So on A/A show user clear screen. Now select the records from this table test tab. Here we can see the possible entries in table test tab. So data also remain by using this immediate shutdown. Shutting transitional. The last one is A for abort, performs the least amount of work before shutting down. Only shut down the instance but not database. No checkpoint happens. No new connection allowed. Not waiting until current session end. Not waiting until current transactions end. Requires recovery before startup by S1. This is because if there are any transactions, those are not written to data file. Database and redo buffers are not written to disk. Uncommitted and uncommitted transactions are not rolled back. The instance is terminated without closing the file. The database is not closed and or dismounted. You need to shut down immediately because of an impeding situation such as notice of power outage within seconds, earthquakes, and fire situation. Let's see the example about abort. So this is the user A. So user, here we can see the user A, and I just want to clear the screen. User, there is a sys user, so I just want to shut down actually. So uh, shutdown abort, shutdown. So if I execute this one, look the trace file. Here we can see only the database instance is shut down, but not whole database. So here we need to recover it, and if we go here, show user, here we can see also the user is connected, but we will have not any query of we do not have an permission to select any records from a table. So here we can see connection lost. So if we try to connect on a/a, here we can see oracle not available, shared memory real does not exist, no such file or directory. So now I will explain another example to insert data into the table. So first I just want to truncate the table data for test tab. So first I need to restart the database first. So start up force. Now we need to connect again on a/a user, and this is the truncate table statement. So I just want to clear the screen, and let's insert the table. Let's insert into table test tab with large amount of value. So this is the insert statement. So I just want to abort the database. So if we execute this one and shutdown abort, here we can see the end of file on communication channel serial now. So our error occurred, and if we restart, start up, start up again, this is the trace file. So starting up the instance of the database. So database now is open. Now we need to reconnect the user on a/a connected for user cl and now I just want to check some records from this test tab. Here we can see the table data exists because before the shutdown abort, we have committed some records when inserting by using the loop. So this is the another example of shutdown abort. If we have configured the grid, then the server control statement can be used to shut down to check the status of the database First, we need to connect with the Oracle user to a new session. So let's go. So new session here, Oracle here, and now SRV CTL status database -d DBA 167. This is the database name. SRVCTL server control actually. So if I execute this one, we can see the database is in running. So we stop the database by using the SRVCTL. So we can actually use this statement SRVCTL stop database -d. Here we can see the trace file database state stopping. So our database now in stop mode. So if I check the status by using the SRVCTL, so this is the status check statement for SRVCTL. After hitting on enter key, we can see database is not running. So how do we start the database? If we execute this one, SRVCTL start database -d DBA 167, this is the database name. So after hitting on enter key, look the trace file database in up mode. So database started. Now I just want to check the status again. So I just want to execute this one again. Executing, the database is running. So by using the SRVCTL, we can also stop and check status and start the database if we have configured the grid infrastructure in our database installation. So this is the SRVCTL uses. Shutdown options examples. Using SQL Plus, we just use shutdown, which is normal shutdown actually. So and then shutdown transactional. We already have this example. Shutdown immediate and shutdown abort. If we have grid infrastructure, we can use the SRVCTL utility with Oracle restart, and we already give an example for these shutdown options. So you can choose any of them as your expectation, as your purpose. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Keep watching the next tutorial. Thanks.